Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. We are officially about the halfway point of this CAS 360 Educational Week. For those of you that haven't met me, I'm Norman. I'm a product trainer here at BGL, and I'll be your host for this session. And in this session, we're going to be covering some of the productivity features available in CAS 360. Now, before I do, firstly, I just wanted to say that this webinar is recorded and we're going to be posting up this recording shortly after the session is finished. Also, I wanted to have a quick shout out for my colleagues that are here with me as well. I've got Emily, Daniel, and Anthony, who you may have already met. They've been hosting sessions throughout this whole week as well. So they'll be on the Q&A. And also, I've got Jeremy and Virginia from the CAS 360 product team, who both have had a hand with some of the features you're about to see today. So if you do have any questions, and again, we encourage questions, feel free to send that through to us. Perhaps there's also other things you'd like to see in the software itself. So I guess here's your chance to talk directly to those product team members and let them know what you think. So if you have any questions, again, if you look in your Zoom application, you'll see a Q&A panel. So head over there, send us your question. So what's on today's agenda? What are these productivity boosting features that we're covering today? So the features we're going to cover firstly is going to be around company alerts. So we'll talk really quickly about company alerts. You might already know what these alerts are. You see them in the company screen as soon as you log into CAS 360, but it's important to, I guess, get a better understanding of how they work. But what we're also going to do is we're going to build on those alerts and go into more automation as well. Now, with these alerts, you can do things like check the statuses of documents, of debts for these companies, and also things around annual reviews and director IDs. But to automate the process with those reminders, you can automate them. So without you essentially doing anything, you can have emails and messages sent to your clients, tell them, hey, these documents need to be signed, and you can constantly get that to follow up for you and get CAS 360 to do a lot of that work for you. Also, with debt reminders, if you weren't aware, we've recently added a automated debt reminder feature within the software, which it will also send emails to your clients saying, hey, this is your outstanding debt. So we'll talk about how to set up those automations features, how they exactly work in the software and what you'll get out of them. But with all this automation going in the program, we've also created an automation report. This is, again, another feature within CAS 360 that lets you know what has actually happened. I mean, it's all well and good to have things being done for you automatically without you doing anything, but getting this report will actually list out what it actually has done, who has it emailed, when did it send those emails or messages to your clients, and that's all contained within that automation report. Next, we'll go into labels. Now, we get a lot of questions about labels. Even this week, I've noticed there are a few questions on how do these labels work? What are labels? So I've decided to talk about labels and how to create labels in the program and where you can utilize labels. You can actually utilize labels in a lot of the screens that we have. But first, you've got to create the labels and attach them to companies. So what we'll do is we'll talk about the process of creating labels and attaching them to companies. And then when we talk about the next feature, which is email settings, we can talk about how those labels come into play there. Now, with the email settings, we'll talk about how to set up emails being sent to you, the users of CAS 360, to let you know about the statuses of your company. So that way, you don't even have to log into CAS 360 itself to know what's going on. You'll be able to see an email, perhaps each day if you wanted to, or maybe each week if you wanted to be set at a weekly interval, saying, hey, you have 10 annual reviews outstanding, you have X amount of documents, you've got these companies with debt. Further on, we'll talk about document filters, another new feature that we've got in recently in CAS 360, which gives you more options to view and utilize the document screen. And finally, we've got document review as well. where you can actually send documents to be reviewed by other people in your CAS 360. It could be managers, it could be the employees, just to check over documents before they're sent to your clients. So a whole bunch of features we're covering today. Again, we'll try to fit it all in, but if we need to, we'll use all the time that we have. And also any questions that you have, happy to answer them. So we'll get right into the product itself. So I'll flip over to CAS 360. Should hopefully, see that now. Okay, and we've got the program there. There we go. Okay, now firstly, we'll talk about company alerts. Now with company alerts, you see them as soon as you log in to the software itself. I'm logged into CAS 360. I can see my companies there. And I've got these alerts here. We've got 4 alerts essentially in this company screen when you first log into the program. First one, briefly, is the annual review alert. It will just notify you whether the annual review documents have been received or not for those companies. So what you'll notice with these alerts, they are color-coded and they'll color based on the status of the alert. Now, if you want to look at the different statuses, easy way of doing so is by using the filters. So we're looking at the annual review alert. So essentially we can look at the different filters. So as you can see there, when it's red, that means the date passed, you're missing the annual review. If it's in there yellow, that means it's upcoming. And if it's in this green, that means you've received the annual review and it's sitting in CAS 360's review screen. Now, our other alerts is a director ID alert. The director ID alert will just notify you, just to let you know if your clients have given you the director IDs that they have. And it gives you the option also to record those director IDs within CAS 360. Now, we had a session a couple of days ago around director IDs. So definitely give that a watch. We go into a bit more detail about director IDs and how this alert works. But the other alerts I want to talk about as well, just to cover, is the document deadline alert and the company debt alert. Now, the document deadline alert, what that does is it helps you stay on top of document deadlines. Now, when you create a ASIC form, so a company change has occurred, you generally have to create a form to notify ASIC, hey, this has happened with this company. You generally have a time frame, usually 28 days, to lodge that form, or else it's going to be late. Now, lodging forms on time is important because if you don't, fortunately you get slapped, or the company gets slapped with a late fee, which is not good. So this is to ensure that you, at least as best you can stay on top of those deadlines. Now, hovering over the alert, I'll flip over to the companies with this alert on. Hovering over the alert, you can view details about the form that's due. You can see the lodgement date. So when is it due before it's going to be late? And you've also got the ability to send reminder. So this will actually email your clients or send them an SMS saying, hey, you haven't signed these documents, please sign these documents and send it back to me so I can lodge them before you get a fee. So we can click on send reminder for this alert. We can see the options of whether we want it to be sent via email or SMS. We can also attach the form itself. So when they receive the email of this reminder saying, hey, sign this document, you can also attach them another copy of the document itself. Also, you've got the ability to select the template, and we talked about templates in one of our earlier sessions this week. So there you can select between the different templates that you create, and also you can just confirm the recipient. So this will generally be the director email appearing there. And when you're ready, you can click on send, and you can send that reminder. So gives you the preview screen. You can check what it's going to say. You can make any edits in the screen as well if you like. And if you're happy with it, click on send and it will send it to your clients. Okay. Another alert is the debt alert. The debt alert works very similar. It's this $ icon, and that'll indicate if the company has outstanding debt. Now, same thing, the debt alert does change colors based on the type of debt that's outstanding. So if we look at the different types of debt, you could have an account credit, which indicates that they've overpaid for a previous fee. So they might have an account credit, which will offset any future fees. Future debt, which is any upcoming debt. So it could be an upcoming annual review fee, for example. You got outstanding debt. So this is what they currently owe to ASIC. And then finally, you've got late debt for any of those late fees. Now, if you hover over the alert itself, you've got a few options here. You'll see the payment details. So if you needed to, you could actually make the payments for your clients, or you can send those payment details to your clients to make the payment there. Below, you've also got the ability to download invoice. So download invoice will download a PDF invoice for that fee. Okay, so again, if you want to send that to your clients, you can by all means do that. We've also got refresh balance. Refresh balance allows you to refresh the debt that's due. Now, the way that the debt alert works is each morning, CAS 360 is designed to automatically connect to ASIC and download all the debt information for the company. And for the company. So again, it does that every morning. But let's say that your clients have made the payment and they might have made that payment throughout the day. If that payment is made throughout the day and it's been processed during the day, the debt alert won't update until tomorrow when the program does its next check for the outstanding debt for your companies. So with the refresh balance, it allows you to do a manual check with the CAS 360 software to check ASIC. It will do that for you when you click on refresh balance. And if that's been processed, it will update that fee to reflect what's currently owing to ASIC. Now, similarly, you've also got the mark as paid button. So the mark as paid button does almost the same thing, although it doesn't do the actual check with ASIC. So if you just want to wipe this out to make it 0, for example, let's say the client has come to you, they've said that they've paid it, but maybe it's taken a bit of time to process with ASIC, you can instead click on mark as paid, and then you can manually mark it as paid without checking ASIC's records. So you got two options that do similar things, but slightly different in its approach. Now below, you've got pay via Australia Post Pay. So you can use that to, again, as I mentioned before, pay for those fees if you want to do it on behalf of the clients. And finally, you got send reminder. And like with the document deadline alert, it will send a reminder to your clients saying, hey, you need to make a payment. This is how much you've got outstanding to ASIC. Now, when you're sending this reminder as well, what the alerts will do, it will also maintain a record of when you last sent a reminder. So that way, hey, I sent this client a reminder a couple of days ago. Maybe I can give them another day before I send them another reminder, for example. So with send reminder, click on send reminder. And again, the options are very similar. You've got the recipients, so people from that company that will receive this reminder. You've got the option to attach the invoice. So instead of attaching the document, you can attach the invoice that they will receive, and then they can make a payment using that invoice as well. And we can click on send to send that through. Okay. Now, I would say most people using CAS 360 would already be utilizing these alerts, but we can take it one step further and we can start automating these features. We can get those document deadline reminders of emails sent to your clients to be automated, so you don't have to touch a button for your clients to get an email. And the same thing for the debt alerts. We can set up those email reminders to your clients without, again, you pressing a button. The program can do it all for you. So we'll first talk about the automated document reminders. Now, there's a couple of ways you can set this up. You can set it up from when you're creating the documents in CAS 360. You can also set it up after you've created documents. And you can also use a screen. We've got a screen called the pending outbox to manage those reminders. So firstly, I'll show you an example of setting up those reminders via your document preparation screen or document production screen. So I'm going to head to a company. This is a change I prepared earlier. And let's say I'm about to prepare a document. Now, later on in this week, we're going to talk more about creating documents and different types of changes. So you'll see more about this document production screen. But let's say once you're in this document production screen itself, just when you're going to click on download all and send all, you'll see this arrow icon beside those buttons there. If you click on the arrow icon instead of the button itself, it gives you another option. And the option is send all and set up automatic document reminders. Okay, so we'll select that option. And the same thing applies for download all as well. You have the option to set up automatic document reminders. Now we'll select the automatic reminders option. It will still go through the process of either downloading the documents for you or allowing you to send it to your clients. But it'll give you an extra screen to set up those automated reminders. And this is what it looks like. Here, you can see you've got the first reminder. You can actually date it, the reminder for when you want your clients to receive it. And also you can attach a time to that reminder as well. So do you want your clients to receive that first thing in the morning? Would you like them to receive it after lunch perhaps? Or do you want to send it in the middle of the night? That's really up to you. You can also set up multiple reminders. So up to 6, in fact. You can time these reminders over a period of time, completely up to you. Perhaps you know that you've got a 28-day time period for that to be, for that document to be lodged. You can time it within that 28-day time period and time that sequentially within a certain period of time to ensure that your clients are getting constant reminders to sign those documents. Now, when you pick the dates that you're happy with and also the time that you're happy with, you can set a method of delivery. So whether you want them to receive an email reminder, an SMS, or even both. You can pick the template that they'll see when they receive those emails, and you can also confirm who's going to get those emails. Now, by default, the program is going to select the directors or the people that are required to sign those documents. Now, once you're happy with this, you can click on save, and that'll save that reminder and start implementing it. So when those dates are met, you can believe that your clients will receive those emails. Now, another way that you can set up those reminders is after you even prepared those documents. So let's say that you prepare those documents, oh, you forgot to set up those reminders. That's okay. You can still set up those reminders for those documents, and you can do it directly from the document screen. So to go to the document screen, you can either go there from the left-hand menu where you've got documents, or within the company itself, you'll be able to see the documents screen. Now, in the document screen, beside a document, beside a document, so here's a document that I haven't set up reminders for, you'll have the option under options to add automatic document reminders, and same options that you had. You'll have those options to set as many reminders as you want, and you can date them whenever you want and put them at a specific time. Now, if you do want to manage these reminders, let's say that you've set them up, but maybe you just wanted to double check which date you entered in, or maybe you made a mistake by entering the wrong date, or maybe you want to delete them altogether, that's okay. There is a screen that you can go to do all those things. And that's from your messages screen from the left-hand menu. So from the left-hand menu, if you head over to your messages screen, And over here, you've got the pending outbox tab. That's where you'll be able to see all those document reminders, automatic document reminders you've set up. And you've got different filters to filter it between when they're going to be sent as well. So you can see what has been scheduled today, what's been scheduled within the next month or so, and you can view all those that have been scheduled. Now, on the right-hand side, beside each reminder, you can click on options. You've got the option to delete those reminders, or you can even edit them. So if you want to adjust them, and you can trust them there. Now, another thing to add about this reminder as well, we've also done a bit of thinking and made it a bit smarter in terms of how these work as well. We've actually made it so they automatically can turn off once the document has been completed and lodged. Okay, so if you set up these reminders and then you get them back from your clients all signed and you end up lodging them to ASIC, the program is smart enough to identify that they've been lodged, and it will turn off the remaining reminders that you have scheduled. So what I suggest, a really good feature, and it's really easy to use. Instead of just clicking on send all or download all when you prepare those documents, all you have to do is click on the arrow, click on set up automatic reminders, and get the program to send those reminders for you instead of you having to constantly check again and again. And that way your clients are going to be constantly informed and notified of their obligations. And as you go through the normal process of filing that or lodging that to ASIC, you can be rest assured that it will turn off and your clients aren't going to get harassed by emails about signing documents that they've already signed. Now, another automated feature that we've got as well is the automated debt reminders. And same thing, automated debt reminders, again, will tie with the debt reminders or the debt alert that we have in the company screen. Now, to set up the automated debt reminders, you can do so from the left-hand menu under settings. So I head over to the settings screen from the left-hand menu, and you'll have a tab for automated reminders. And this is for your, again, your debt reminders. Now, if you come into this for the first time, you will have this toggled off. All you'd have to do is toggle it on. Okay. Now, under the debt reminder, you can filter it or you can adjust it to how often or how frequent your clients are going to receive emails. So you can say that you want your clients to receive a debt reminder email every day if you wanted to. You can set it to every 7 days or every 14 or 7 days. It's really up to you. How often do you want to inform your clients that they've got debt outstanding? You can set up the sender. So that'll be somebody from your firm. So somebody using CAS 360. So let's say when your clients receive that email, who do you want to say that it's from? You've got the email template. So again, we talked about templates earlier this week. So here you can select the different templates that you have created. And also you have the option to attach an invoice as well. So you can choose no invoice, or you can choose to attach the actual ASIC invoice or an invoice that you've created. And then also you've got the ability to pick who receives the debt reminder, either your billing contact or the company directors, or even both. So that's really up to you. Who do you think is best to receive that information? Now, with the billing contact, if you were confused as to where the billing contact will be stored, for each company, the billing contact will be in the company details. So if I go to a company in this screen here, the billing contact will be under my company contacts for this company, and I can add a billing contact under here. Okay. So again, for those that are not sure with how the billing contact works or where it's stored, that's where it's stored, under this general details for a company. Now, I've set up those automatic reminders. Again, your clients, because I've set it as 1 day intervals, my clients will receive a reminder email about the debt every day. Okay. Now, also a bit more information about how it works. The email itself will be sent after CAS 360 connects to ASIC to check the debt details for the companies. So what it'll do first, CAS 360, connect to ASIC, check if the companies actually have debt. And for those companies that do have debt, it will prepare an email to be sent for those clients. Okay, and if a client or a company doesn't have debt, then it won't look at those companies. Also, it will also keep track of when the last time it was that you sent a reminder. Okay, so if you already sent a reminder for that client, and you've got the automatic reminders already set up, then it won't send another email reminder because you've already sent one within the last day or however many days ago that you've sent that. Okay, so you don't have to worry. We've done a lot of, thinking around not, sending so many emails to your clients and I guess getting them upset that they're constantly getting emails. We've thought about, okay, the frequency and how that's going to work. Okay. Now, with these automation features, we've also added an automation report. Now, I'll go over to my slides and I'll show you what the automation report looks like. And this is what the automation report is. So whenever you log into the program and any of these automatic emails are sent from within CAS 360, you'll get an automation report when you log in. And this is what the automation report looks like. It'll list out all the companies that the email relates to, what type of email was sent out, the timestamp, and who received them as well. And as you can see there, you've got the option to export it to Excel. So that way you're always informed as to what the program is doing for you. And then you can check using, again, Excel spreadsheets, a bit more details about who receives them, what time, and how often they're receiving it, and how many they're receiving. Okay. Okay. Move on ahead and we'll cover labels. Another feature that, again, as I mentioned before, that a lot of people had questions about how to use labels and where do you create them. Now, labels is a way of tagging and grouping companies in your company screen. You can create a label and attach that to multiple companies. And when you go to different screens, you can actually filter instantly your company list by whichever label you've got attached to those companies. Now, to create a label next to a company in the label column, all you have to do is click on the label itself and type a name for the label. So let's call it the CAS 360 label. Hit enter on my keyboard and that instantly creates a label. Now, if you look at the left-hand side, you'll be able to see the different types of labels that you have created. Now, I've got this CAS 360 label created and attached to this company. Now, on the left-hand side, if I click on the CAS 360 label, it will instantly just show me the companies with that specific label attached to it. Now, if I want to add more labels or attach more labels, I can do so. I can attach as many labels as I want to a company. So you can create labels for different offices that you have. So maybe you have different sites for your firm, and then different sites may perhaps manage different companies in CAS 360. So that's a good way of grouping those companies, for example. Now, to remove a label, all you have to do is in this label field, on the left-hand side, in this label field, if you click a label, we'll go to manage labels. You can manage labels. So instant way to attach and remove labels from a company is if you select a label from the list, you can instantly tick the company. So instead of going through each company one by one, you can instantly attach them that way, or you can instantly remove them that way as well. Okay, so that's one way of removing labels. Another way is by clicking on a label in this left-hand menu and hitting delete on your keyboard. Will give you the option to delete a label. So that way you can permanently remove that from CAS 360. Maybe you have too many labels, for example. Now we've also got the option of favoriting labels. Now here we've got a level 1 label. And if you look closely, you've got a little star icon beside the label itself. When you click on the star, it will favorite the label. Now, the purpose of favoriting labels is if I exit out of the screen and come back in the screen, it will only show me the companies which have my favorited label attached to it. By default, if I don't have anything favorited in terms of labels, it will show me every single company in my company screen. Okay. So with these labels, again, it's just a tool to help you group your companies a bit better if you need to. So if you find there's companies in your company selection screen that you only work on, and perhaps there's a bunch that you do not, you can use labels and you can use favoriting labels as a way of instantly filtering out the company screen. Now, but you also find it in use of different features within the program. A feature that we've got as well is the email settings, which can also utilize labels. Now, with email settings, what you can do is you can create an email that will automatically be sent to you at whichever time that you want, just giving you an update of all your companies in CAS 360. So without you even having to log into CAS 360, you'll be able to see how many companies have annual reviews outstanding, how many companies have debt, how many companies have outstanding documents. Now, to set up the email settings, if we click on the bell icon, notification bell on the top right-hand corner, we've got the settings tab. When you're in settings, you can select receive email reminders from CAS 360. Now, this will work on a user level. So if you want your email to receive this, you'll have to do this for email. And if you want others to receive this email, then they can go log into CAS 360 and set this up for themselves as well. Now, apply to, this will outline what do you want to appear in the email? What information are you looking for? Are you looking for information about invoices? Are you looking for information about documents due? All you have to do is toggle on or off those options. When do you want to receive the email? Do you want to receive it every day, or would you receive it on a weekly basis or fortnightly basis? Okay, then finally, you can select specific days. Okay, so maybe you're in the office 3 days a week. You might only select those days that you're in. If you like to work every day, by all means, you can select every day to receive those emails. And finally, you've got the time as well. So maybe you don't like to receive it first thing in the morning. Maybe you like to receive it at 10 o'clock after you've come in, maybe after you've had your coffee. You can set up that up at 10 a.m. Now, finally, you've got the option filter entities. So you can choose whether you receive an email for all the companies in your CAS 360 program or only the companies for your favorited label. And again, that's where labels can come in. Comes in with a whole bunch of different features in CAS 360, email settings being one of them. Or you can do both, whereas you receive an email outlining the information for just your favorite companies, but also another outlining the details for all the companies in CAS 360. So you've got that option as well. And when you're happy, click on Save Settings, and you started this email being sent to you. Now, last couple of features we'll cover today is around filters in the document screen that we've added fairly recently. Now, in the document screen, you can see the document screen by default has all the documents that you've prepared and also uploaded within CAS 360. On the left-hand side, we do have a bunch of filters, but we've also given you the ability to create your own filters. If you look on the right-hand side, you've got the advanced filter, and that'll allow you to create your own specific filters. So maybe you want to create a filter that instantly shows you these types of documents, certain types of documents. Maybe you want those certain types of documents that are overdue. So you can create a filter for that. You've also got the ability to save these filters. So if you want to use them in the future, you can do so at a click of a button. So let's say we are happy with this filter. We're going to click on Save Filter. We're going to call this the 484 Overdue filter. Okay, and that'll instantly show me all the 484 forms or the ASIC forms that are overdue. So next time I can come into the screen. If I want to quickly filter the screen, I can go to my Save Filters and select the 484 overdue forms, and it will instantly show me those. Okay. As you can see there, there's a whole range of different options that you have for these filters based on all the different columns that you have available in the document screen. Okay, so all these options are available to you, all customizable. You can create as many filters as you want. Now, finally, we'll cover document review. Now, document review is a feature that allows you to send the documents to a colleague, so another user of CAS 360, before it's sent to your client. So perhaps you've got an important client, you want people to check the documents first before it goes to the client, or maybe you have certain special circumstances around a certain document. You can use the document review feature to have that double check by another person or another CAS 360 user. Now, the way this works is when I am preparing a document, on prepare forms, before I send it to my clients or email it to my clients, I can flag it to be reviewed. Where it says question, flag documents to be reviewed, simply select yes, and select the person that you want reviewing. Now, these emails that appear here are all the people that are invited to your CAS 360. So again, this would have to be somebody that uses your CAS 360 or has access to your CAS 360. Now, once you select that person, you can click on Send All and send that document. But again, it won't be sent to your clients. It will first be sent to the colleague that you have selected. Now, as the person receiving, sorry, I'll refresh this screen. Okay, and as the person receiving the document to be reviewed, when I log into the program, I will see a number beside the document screen. That will indicate to me that somebody has sent me a document to review. I would go into the document screen and I would see, hey, I've got a document to be reviewed. It will tell me who prepared that document. I would click on Review Documents and I will be able to view all the details of the document. So I can double check what's been read in here. If there's any other supporting documents, check who the signatories are. And I have the option at the bottom to either approve or reject the document. Now, if I approve the document as the person reviewing these documents, it will only at that point send it to the client for signing. If I reject the documents, then the clients won't receive an email, they won't receive anything, but the person who prepared the document will receive a notification when they log into the program, and also any message that I enter into this field here. So if I'm reviewing a document, ideally I would put a reason why I'm going to reject the document, change the signatory to John, for example. Let's say something like that. Click on Reject Document. Again, it's not sent to my clients, but the person who prepared those documents will receive a notification and they'll also receive the message saying why the document has been rejected. And that way they can make any adjustments to it, re-prepare it, and send it off again. All right, a lot that we went through today, a lot of really cool features within CAS 360. Hopefully everyone found this really helpful, just to get an understanding of the different features available to you. But again, thank you for attending. Really do appreciate your time. But if you have any questions or need more clarification on different features within CAS 360, feel free to send that through now. We're happy to answer your questions. If there's any other features that you want us to talk about, by all means, send that through as well. But if you are leaving us, thank you for your time. Really do appreciate it. And we hope to see your attendance in future training sessions. But again, I'll leave the next few minutes for questions.